Yo, what's cracking, y'all? It is I, the legendary one that they call Twista, and I don't be reading nothing besides WWS magazine, because that's what's popping. Check it out if you want to see what's really going on.
Whip game proper, whip game proper, you know my whip game proper, whip proper, you know my whip game proper, whip game proper, you know a package on the way, you know my whip game proper, you know my whip game proper, whip game proper, you know my whip game proper.
Twista and Weezy F, baby, you dig? Whip game proper, like behind the wheel, behind the stone. It don't matter. Check it out. Whip game proper, cocaine chopper. Don't offer me reefer unless you know the flame proper. You know I'm in something sick when you see the Twista popper. Fucked up off juice and vodka and high as a helicopter in a grape jelly jag or peanut butter Bentley or Ruby Hummer, cause a few bitches is coming with me. Or break down slowly, I'm spouting off in the stick shift.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your best friend, Big Will, the Scorpion King, once again, man. Right now, today, I got a very, very special guest all the way from Chicago, Illinois, man. I'm here on the line with Twista, man. What's going on with you, Twista, man? How's everything going on your end?
What's happening, man? What's up, Will? Man, everything is good, man. I can't complain about nothing. 07, gonna be out here working and everything this year, so, man, I'm just ready to hit them hard.
Okay, that's what's up, man. So, you know, a lot of people wanted me to ask you, man, can you tell me briefly, man, you don't have to go too much in detail, but I know you have a very, very long history and a very, very credible history behind you as far as your music and entertainment business. Can you tell me real quick how you came up in a brief history, you know, overall history about yourself, you know, where you're from and what got you to this point right now?
Well, man, it's like, man, it started back in, man, 80-something, man. That's how long I've been doing it in the rap thing. And, like, I started rapping when I was, like, 12, 13 years old. And real early on, like 16, 17, I was, like, one of the coldest guys in the Midwest doing my thing. So everybody started to recognize me. Any talent show I would get in, no matter what I was doing, I would always, like, come out on top. So when I got, like, 18 years old, 17, 18 years old, I had put together this tight demo, and I had wrote this song called Mr. Tongue Twister that had the whole city buzzing. So Loud Records, which was a promotion company at the time out of L.A., Loud Records was like they was becoming a record label. And so I ended up being the first artist to become, or should I say the first artist to be on this record label. And so it was crazy. I was like 18. It was like 1991, something like that. I was about 19, something like that. And, man, I just flew out there to L.A. to meet with everybody from Loud Records. They was liking my music and everything. I ended up signing. This was like right before Common Sense came out. I remember walking in the door and seeing, like, the first project they was working was like the Tupacalypse Now record. Dog Effect hadn't even came in the door yet. I remember kicking it over Cypress Hill crib before their album dropped. So, man, I like been putting it down like early on, man. Came out in 91 with the album called Mr. Tongue Twister. And everybody know me because I did the big promotional thing, which was I broke the Guinness Book of World Record as the fastest rapper. And that allowed me to be able to get on TV stations, everything, some of everything that I wasn't able to get on had I not broke that record. So that's how everybody got to know Twista. And then, you know, from there, like my next, you know, I was always doing my thing underground. I had an album called Resurrection on the underground that got a review in the store after that. Then one of my next big projects I did was a record called Suicide, when me and Fresh from Naughty by Nations was into a little lyrical beat. Then, like, my next big thing after that was, like, the Pope Pimp record with Do or Die. Like, you know, 94, 95, I came with the Pope Pimp record with Do or Die. And everything just took off from there. I ain't really looked back after that point. We dropped that record. Then I was able to come out with my solo record. Then we came out in 98, 99 with the Speed Not Monster album, you know. And then I took a hiatus again to get some business straight. I took like about a 2-3 year hiatus again, and I came back again, hit him over the head with the Kamikaze record with the Kanye West. And, man, I ain't been looking back since then.
Okay, that's what's up, man. That's a very, very, very nice career, man. Now, Twista, man. Now, I read, a while ago, I was reading some newspapers, some magazines, or whatever, man. But I've been following up on you, for a while on your career. But you were mentioning at a certain point at a certain point, it got to the point where like you didn't know if your career was gonna pop off or not, and like you were kind of stuck at one point. You know what I mean? And I think I'm not exactly sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you said that. And then so then what made you like want to keep going? You know what I'm saying? Because you've been grinding for such a long time, and it just didn't pop off the way that you wanted to, right? For a while.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Really, man, like the intense love for the music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like an intensity. You got certain special people that are born to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You got some people that get into it later on, which is cool. But then you got some people that are born to do it,
right.
like a LL Cool J, like a Rakim. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like a LL Cool J who happened to be born in Chicago. And I couldn't get it off, you know what I'm saying? So I had this intense burning of hip-hop in my body, and I knew that this is what I was going to do, and I just couldn't get it off. Mm-hmm. So the only thing that really kept me going was the actual music itself, just the obsession with the music. You know what I'm saying? So, you can look at it as a plus, but it can also be looked at as a negative because it was an obsession. And no matter what I did, I just had to be in the studio. I had to record music. So by then, though, I had got a job and everything, man. I had said, okay, at the top of this next year, man, if I don't get it popping, I'm going to get me a job or something, like 95, 96. So I ended up getting a job at the top of that year. So I was working the job, playing Pope Pimp on the L on my way to work for my home. You know what I'm saying? So I be breaking that story down to people. They be talking about struggling and hard times. They're like, man, how you get to that predicament? Man, everybody's different. You know, it was so bad for me. I might have not had the homie around the corner that was able to front me some work. Like the next man might have had the homie that was able to front him some work so that he could get it on the corner and if he couldn't get it in the rap game. With me, I ain't had no big brothers to look up to. I'm the oldest in the family. Wasn't no big cousins with paper. Wasn't no daddy with the paper. Wasn't nobody around to look up to come up. So I had to do straight for self. So, I be explaining my story to people who be tripping them out. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I had basically got a job that was working, then came out with Pope Pimp. Once everything started moving, I went at it so hard. Like, the reason why Pope Pimp turned out to be such a legendary verse to people is because when you was in the predicament I was in and you get a chance to get some light again, I put my whole heart into that verse. You know what I'm saying? And I think people felt it, you know what I'm saying? And that's what just took me out of it. And then, quit the little job when it got me an SSE Bonneville and been doing it ever since then.